dish, you will need a selection of mushrooms. You can use fresh local varieties or a combination of fresh and dried. You will also need a dash of olive oil and some dry vermouth. First, take your Italian parsley and chop it finely. It's important to use fresh parsley in your pasta dishes, as the dried alternative can lack flavour. Put it aside, as you will need to add it to your dish much later. The next step is to slice your mushrooms. The trick here is to try and keep the size uniform so they cook evenly. Remove your dried mushrooms from the water and squeeze off the excess moisture. Then chop them evenly. Keep the water, you will need it later. Take the stalk of celery and remove the leaves. Chop into lengths, slice along the grain, then finely dice into small blocks to avoid large chunks of this strongly flavoured vegetable masking the delicious mushroom flavours. Next, chop your garlic and slice your red onion. Put the ingredients aside and heat up your pan.
So, to prepare the sauce, we're going to start with a nice fry pan, a little bit of oil. We want the oil to get nice and hot, almost smoking. The first thing we're going to add is our mushrooms. They get a nice bit of colour on them. Brings out all the nice flavours so they don't go soggy.
After the fresh mushrooms have braised a little, add the dried mushrooms, then the celery, onion and garlic and a sprinkle of salt. Reduce the heat and cook it gently to bring out all the combined flavours. Add a dash of vermouth and some of the liquid stock you had the dried mushrooms in, and your Italian sauce will be taking shape. Next, add the butter and cook on a gentle heat with the juices. When the butter emulsifies, it will produce a nice rich sauce. Finally, add your chopped Italian parsley and stir it right through the sauce. Then set it aside to rest while you cook your pasta. Put your heavily salted water on the boil. Ensure that it is a strong, rolling boil before adding the fresh pasta you prepared earlier. Stir it around a little to prevent the pasta from sticking together. Fresh pasta won't take long to cook, about 3 to 5 minutes. Drain your pasta in a colander and put your sauce back on the heat. Make sure it is very shiny. You can add more stock or butter to get your sauce to the desired consistency. Add your drained pasta to the sauce in the pan and stir through. Make sure you have covered the pasta entirely with your mushroom sauce. Then you are ready to serve. Grate some Parmesan oregano, commonly known as Parmesan cheese, over the dish. Just enough to give it some bite and some extra saltiness, but not so much it causes the dish to go gluggy. Finally, if you have them, shave some black truffle over the dish just before serving. Now, enjoy your authentic fettuccine al funghi.